Hi everyone and welcome back to the channel. Today we are doing a new scav run on Spectre Operation Tarkov, and this is the board we are going to play on today. We have a main road here, we have a forest on the side, some cliffs on the back, and it's in the middle we have that industrial zone. The objective of today's mission is to place a marker, a beacon on that danger container tank kind of thing. I already randomly selected the entry point and it was the tree, so we are going to be deploying over here. And this time we have two possible extracts, which is the two extracts on the opposite side, so we can either extract here by the 5 or here by the 6. So yeah, we'll be deploying here, moving through the container area, placing a beacon here. Placing a beacon, I'm doing that during the combat phase, so I will need to interact with it during the combat phase. One of my model won't be able to shoot when doing that, and after that I will be extracting on the right. So that's the setup, that's the board we are going to play on today. So now, let's select the team we are going to play with today. So I'm going to roll a die. And a 3, so we'll have a 3-man team for this mission. I printed some new soldier board, I have around 20 of them, and this time, so we have a lot of USEC, and we show that first team here with Scarecrow Ozone, but this time I'm going to select the bear team. So we have Scorch, Newski and Bosk. That will be my 3 guys for that mission. So I'm going to grab the models and I'm going to set up their gear. See you just after. So I place my 3 soldiers, now it's time to select their gear. For 3 PMC, I'm going to use 2 Raider Scav, loadout card, and 1 Scav card. Also, as you may saw, those cards, I've changed it a bit since the last time. Actually, I changed quite a few rules, and I will explain that when I encounter them. Here, I've changed how the loot works, because in the last mission, I found that we were finding way too much stuff. And this way, for example, when you look at the junk, there are chances you find nothing. And chances increased with the roll die, and here, for example, look at the PMC, we have more chance to find junk compared to the scav. So I just reworked a bit those cards to find a bit less stuff. But let's start with the scav. The scav card, we are going to have 1 card from Prapor. So 1 card from Prapor. It's Silence Mosin. Okay, we already find that weapon once. That was pretty helpful. So that's cool. Next up, we have. I need some die. So taking a die. On a 4 to 6, I found 1 card from Fence. So 1 card from Fence. So we have 1 smoke grenade, so that's cool. We have 1 D3 magazine for that weapon, so a 2, that will mean 2 magazines. So grabbing the ammunition, going to place the proper ammunition later. After that we have Therapist, a 4. 3 to 5, it's 1 card from Therapist. What do we have here? A medikit, that's cool. Gear 1D2 Skyer, damn. Only 1 card from Skyer. Oh, which is great because it's both a body armor and a vest. So that's helpful. Helpful especially since I've changed the medical system, but I will mention that later. And for the junk, a 3, that means 1 junk card. Okay, so we don't have a lot of loot to start with that scav card. Now let's check for the Raider Scav. So we have 2 of these. So first, Jaeger. We have 2 cards from Jaeger. Oh, damn it. Oh, that's going to be tough. That's going to be tough. I don't have a lot of weapons. Rolling ammunition for both of them. So 1 D4 magazine on a 5.6 I will just reroll. A 4 for the MP5. So it's pistol ammunition. So just grabbing some ammunition. 4 magazine. Same thing for this one. And only 1 magazine for that one. Oops, sorry about that. Okay. Next, we have changed to find grenades, which is on the fence deck. So on the 2, I don't find grenade. Rolling again, and on a 5. On a 5, it's 1 card from fence. Okay, next we have Therapist. So for the first guy here, 3. On a 3, it's 1 card from Therapist. And here we have a 2, 0 card for the second one, then Ragman, 5, 6, damn it! Oh, it's just an NVG. And for the last one, a really big backpack. Okay, so not a lot of stuff. I will show that a bit later. And finally, the junk. A 3 is 1 junk for him, and a 2 is also. No, actually, a 2 for Raider Scav is nothing. So that's all the looting, and it's not a lot. As you can see here, I just found an NVG. It's not even a headset, it's just like mounted on a strap with a small can of beef stew. A horse figure, we have 1 Beretta, 1 big backpack, but oh. And here we have. Oh yeah, let me pack everything and see what we can do with that. So as you can see, we don't have a lot of gear. I have here new ski with the Mosin and the vests and the smoke grenades. We have Scorch here with the MP5, and we have Bosk here with the Beretta, the grenade and the backpack. So since I've reworked pretty recently all the loot and that we found well less stuff, I think also I'm going to rework and give more money when starting building the team. So for one single PMC I will give like around $50. 2 PMC it will be 40 or 20 maybe. And for here 3 PMC I will get $20 for this team. So we'll start with $20 in my pocket. Here I'm going to sell everything here, so 10, so 17, so I'm going to add another 17. That means that we are at $37. I also built that card just to better keep track of where we are in terms of money. So that's done, we have 37 money, that's really not a lot. Let's see what the card gives us here. So I'm going to start with the high-end weapons, but I'm sure I won't be able to buy any of these. Yeah, 19 and 22, that's great, but yeah, too expensive. What do we have here? Oh, we have something a bit cheaper, so we might be able to buy one of these. And what does Prapor have? A crappy AK. Oh, okay, we have an Ace Val Silence worth $12, so we definitely need that one. Okay, so we definitely need that one. What can we sell? I'm probably going to sell the... Oh yeah, and we'll need to buy some ammunition. The Vintores might be also great, but yeah, let me pause a moment to think of that. Actually, let me also unveil the gear, because I really need some body armor and some better gear. So let me unveil the gear from Skier. I don't need backpack. Oh, another vest. Okay. So we have 2 helmets, 1 backpack, and 1 vest. We'll definitely buy the vest. What do we have here? Give me an armor. Damn it. And what does Peacekeeper have? Okay, so a lot of stuff, but not a lot of useful stuff. Not a lot of useful stuff. So first off, I need that. I need that because it will allow my guys to stay a bit longer on the battlefield. So I'm going to buy that for 12. So 10, 12. Okay, so I bought this. I'm going to give that to to him for now. So we still have $25. I need to buy that Ace Val. So for another 12. I'm going to give the Ace Val to any of these. I need now to buy ammunition for the Aesval. Aesval, it's assault rifle ammunition, so for $2 I'm getting 3 ammunition. What's the max size? The max size is 5, so yeah, let's buy a couple of ammunition. So here I just bought 3 magazines and we only have $3 left, which is not a lot, but what I will do is actually I will sell that big backpack. It will be really useful, but here I really need some money and it will give me 32 cash. So 1, 2, 3, 32. So that will be really useful. So selling that. And now we have more money. Let me think of what I can buy here. And actually, let's also unveil 4 cards from... Oh, damn it. I need some medical supply. Okay, so I will buy the FAQ first because I really need some medical supply. And I will throw that away. So, medical supplies, yeah, whoever, I'll give to Bosk for now. So, we still have 25. We have... Maybe we'll need some more ammunition for the sniper rifle here, so I'm going to buy another, let's say 4 ammunition, so 2 magazines of 2. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So we have another 3 magazines for him. So yeah, now let me pause a moment. Okay, so I've reorganized a bit how the weapons are done. So here, new ski with the Mosin, we also receive the Beretta, so we'll have a pretty solid secondary. Here we have Scorch, which have a great shooting stat. He has the Aesval, and here we have Bosk with the MP5 Quartz. So I still have $21 left. I'm going to buy this one. I'm going to buy the Splav Tarzan M2 that will cost $10. After that, I'm going to buy that TAC Keck headset for $5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And here we can also buy that Riot headset for another 4. And we only have $2 left. $2 left, there is nothing we can buy except ammunition. And what do we have? We have enough sniper, we have enough small caliber. I will buy some extra ammunition for the Aesval. So for $2 we can buy 3 ammunition. So I will place just an half full magazine on that soldier board. So let me pack the card, attribute the new ones, and we can get started on that new mission. Okay, so the team is set up. I've given the Riot helmet to Newski. Here we have Scorched with the TAC Keck, and here we have Bosk with the Splav Tarzan. The team has been set up, they are ready to start the mission. So we can start the turn 1. Turn 1, let's already start with a Fog of War card. So it starts at 6, so what do we have? A 2, nothing, no Fog of War, we can get started on the movement. So again, my objective is to reach that container here. So I can head straight down this way. There are 2 potential enemy tokens, plus some more here. We have, actually we have 1 there. And here we also have a military crate there. And a military backpack that we can loot. So I will maybe actually climb on this. This will give me also a good vantage point on the area. So yeah, let's maybe do that. Move on the side. End of my movement. No enemy in line of sight. I'm going to randomly move all the enemy, and if something crazy happens, I'm going to show you that after. So here we have some movement here, movement there, movement towards the crate here, and that's done. So we can jump onto the next turn. Next turn start with potential Fog of War, moving to 5, a 2, no Fog of War card. So I will keep moving on the back of the building, and I will try to reach the ladder here. So yeah, jumping on next turn. So it's 2, it was the ladder was a bit too long to climb it and arrive on top in the same turn, so I just started to climb. Next turn I will be on top. So yeah, I'm going to move now all the enemy token. So all the enemy moved, we can jump onto next turn. So we have two guys on the ladder, just need to remember that. So moving on a 4, rolling a die, and a 3, still no Fog of War card. So our two guys will move up the ladder, will arrive on top of the building, so we can unveil what it is. And so yeah, grabbing one card, and it's empty, so nothing on, not sure if I saw that on camera, nothing on top of the building. So where are my guys? So two of them just arrive on top here. And yeah, one of them will be close enough to the bag to try to loot it this turn. The last one stay at the bottom of the ladder, just in case. So no enemy in line of sight. Let's move them and see where they are moving. So that's it for their movement. They are moving out of this area, which is great. We have one here, we have one that came around here. We actually have 3 of them there in the container area. There is one that just entered that building. So yeah, we done with the enemy movement. So now let's grab the loot table. And we find one thing, yeah, it was police and military location. So I'm going to take one black and one white dice. Oh, double six. So one weapon from Jaeger plus 3 magazine. Oh, we are lucky. So one weapon from Jaeger. HK 416 with 3 magazine, not D3 magazine, so that's great. So who looted that? It was yes, it's Newski. Newski here actually might not have enough space to grab all of that, so I will need to wait next turn and give that to Scorch, which is also on top. Yeah, 10. Oh no, actually he have enough space to place that in his backpack. So that's... Oh, actually no, never mind. He doesn't have enough space to take all the magazines. So yeah, going to leave that on the side for the second guy to pick him on the next turn. So that's the end of that turn. We can jump on to next turn. Next turn we start with a Fog of War card. Fog of War, it jumps from 4 to 3, rolling a die, and a 6, so we have a Fog of War card. As you can see here, it's all the Fog of War card that we picked around the last mission, so I'm not shuffling them, so we can have a look at all of them if we are lucky. And Fog of War, all clear, Charlie Mike, continue mission, so nothing there, so that's great, pushing back the 6 on. So we can jump onto the movement phase. I will be sneaky and I will do a tactical move on the roof just so I'm crouched and I'm not getting spotted by anyone around. I will move that guy to loot that box, and here he will just move and grab the 416. Before doing the loot, now checking where the enemy is moving. So end of the movement, now I'm going to check what I found in that military box. Same thing here, taking 2 die, rolling the 2, a 4 and a 6, oh I'm lucky, a 4 on the black and a 6, so oh, just 1 card from fence. 1 card from fence, so it's a grenade, and what do we have? A F1 grenade, okay, so that's great, and Scorch here will pick the 416. So in case things go south, you have a lot of firepower and yeah, a lot of ammunition, so that's great. He might actually give the 416 to someone else. Actually, I may have placed the Beretta in my backpack and picked the 416, but yeah, anyway. So that's the end of the movement. I'm crouched, so I can't be seen by the enemy on the board, especially since we have all those barricades, sandbags and bricks. So that's the end of the movement. We can jump onto the next turn. Next turn, start, whoops, sorry for my finger. Fog of War card on a 6. Oh, we have already a new Fog of War card. And again, Charlie Mike, continue mission. Okay, cool. So that's, yeah, let's now move my guys. I wanted to move here and have line of sight and try to kill whatever is on that token, but he's kind of moving away. We'll see. I will sneak with my guys next to those sandbags, and I will wait for this token to move and see where he's moving and if we have better line of sight on him. So my two guys here kind of see this one, but I need to check the range and do a detection roll. So right now they are professional, they should detect on a 3+, but because of the crate and the forklift, let's say it's a -2, so 5+ for the first one, for the second one, and not, so we need to wait to see if the enemy move in my direction. So now I finish my movement, I don't have line of sight on any more token. Let's check the enemy movement. So this one is moving 1 inch, even more beneath that crate, so yeah, actually since it moved, those guys may have seen it, so again rolling on a 5+, and still we don't see it. So that's the end of, yeah, I'm going to move all the other and we can jump onto the next turn. I forget there is an enemy just inside that building, so the guy here on the left might detect him on a 6 and a 3, so no more detection. I've moved all the enemy and we can jump onto next turn. Next turn, starting with a Fog of War card, a 6, a 3, no Fog of War card. So we can jump onto the movement. So where do we want to move? I have that token that I'm a bit afraid, because if it's a sniper, that might be a bit bloody. So yeah, I'm probably going to do an agility test to try to jump on top and land on the vehicles. And here Bossk will just move on that side. So let's check agility. Agility of 4. So let me check the rule again. Okay, so just looking at if it can be equal or not, and yes, it needs to be equal or less. So let's grab a die and do an agility test for both. I have an agility of 4, so I need 1, 2, 3 or 4. A 3, that one managed to jump, and Newski, a 1, he also managed to jump. So they both jump, and they both land on top of the car. And let's say they don't receive any fall damage. So they just arrive, both of them, on that car. Just trying to see if... Let's see if that token saw them. I'm going to roll to see the direction this token is facing. And he's not facing them, so that's great. Let's see for the enemy inside here. They are also not facing them, so nobody saw them jumping from the roof. So that's great, we can jump. Actually, I will also move Bossk over here, roughly 6 inches, right? Yeah. So yeah, that's the end of my turn. We can jump onto the enemy movement. Okay, so this one just moved 6 inches on the back. So that will make him right here. So we need to check if, yeah, just if we can saw him. Actually, since it went in an area where there was no obstacle, they detect on a 3+. So 6, I detect what's here. So what do we have here? An enemy level 1, so some scavs. Let's take the table and see what enemy do we have. Okay, so enemy going to take a simple die, roll it, a 5, so 1 scav and 1 scav with a shotgun. So that's our scav. I'm going to select randomly which scav and place them on the board. So that's the two enemies that just spawn on the board, one shotgun, one carbine. Both of them are from Spectre Miniatures. Looking pretty great. Now let's check if the enemy inside here is facing me. So he's not still facing me, so that's great. I will move the other token and we can jump onto the combat phase. So, nothing crazy for the enemy movement. Jumping on the combat phase, my two guys that are on top of the vehicle will shoot at those two enemies. There is just, this one is in the open, the one with the shotgun, but this one will get, let's say, just a bonus of 1 in defense, since there is just that part here that covers him a bit. So yeah, let's +1 in defense. And yeah, let's see what my guys can land in terms of shot. So these are scavs, so taking the enemy card. What weapon do we have? I'm going first with Scorch. Scorch with the Ace Val, he will fire at the guy with the shotgun. You have the rapid fire rule. It's within the first range interval, so if I can fire with the compact rule, that will give me a +1. So I'm doing that. Oh my god, a 2 and a 2. So that's pretty bad. -1 because of the rapid fire, but +1 because of the compact. So I have a shooting stat of 6, so that's basically 2-8. So we have 2-8 here. Rolling defense on the first 8, I need a 6. The enemy need a 6, so it's a 5. That means with a defense of 2, that's a 7. So that means that this bullet touch him. Checking if the second bullet kills him automatically, and if it's not a 6, it's not a 6. That means that the second bullet also touches him and kills him. So the guy with the shotgun is dead, and we fired 2 shots, removing ammunition. So now we have Newski with the Mosin. Oh, that's going to be tough with the Mosin. It have the malfunction rule, so if I roll and I got a 1, my weapon jams. So let's cross finger it's not a 1. So, firing with the Mosin. Oh my god, it's actually a 1! It's actually a 1. That means that the bullet doesn't get out of the gun, the weapon jam. Oh my god. Oh, that's terrible. That's terrible because I didn't manage to kill the whole squad, and they are not facing me, so they won't be able to attack me this turn, but that's pretty bad. Okay. Okay, so let's check here. So we have 1 dead scav, that one is killed. And here, Newski just tried to fire and the weapon jammed, and didn't manage to touch him. So that's terrible, but that's pretty fun. I like that malfunction rule. So that's the end of the combat phase. No one else to shoot. This one doesn't have line of sight, but I won't shoot with him anyway because he doesn't have a silence weapon. So we can jump onto the next turn. Next turn, start with a Fog of War card. Switching from 6 to 5. And a new Fog of War card. Crossing fingers. Fog of War, unknown movement. Remove 1 card from the enemy force deck and remove randomly 1 placement token from the board. So that's great. I'm going to remove a... Oh, it's a scav. I will prefer a group of PMC. To randomly select the token that will be removed, I'm going to give number on tokens. So on a 1 it will be a token in the forest, on a 2 it will be a... On a 1 and 2 it will be in the forest, on a 3 and 4 it will be on a road, and on a 5 or 6 it will be the container area. And it will be on the road, so 1 it will be this one, 2, 3, 4. And on 5, 6 I will reroll. 1, 2, and it's this token that just disappears. Okay, so that's great. We can jump onto the movement phase. So this group of enemy is alerted. This group of enemy is alerted. He will move following the Zablan doctrine. So what I am going to do? I'm not in a really good cover, so I'm wondering if it's best to stay here, enter Overwatch, or not stay here. No, we need to move. Yeah, let me pause the camera and think at my strategy. Okay, so here during the command phase, Scorch entered Overwatch. Since that group is alerted, they will start with the Zablan doctrine and where it is? Zablan doctrine on an Overwatch on a 5+. They will enter Overwatch. A 3, so not entering Overwatch, they will move following that in the movement phase. So we'll check that a bit later. So I'm going to move my guy. Newski here will move 6 inches. That will bring him... he won't be able to go 6 inches. I wanted to jump behind that building, but it's a bit too far. So he just move behind that corner toilet box here, and we have Bosk here that will move behind that container. So that's the end of my movement. We can now check the enemy movement here. So, Zablan Doctrine, 1 black, 1 white dice, a 3 and 2. A 3 and a 2, careful move and shoot, careful maximize use of cover. So in that case, that he will move anyway, which will trigger the Overwatch, but where did he want to move? Let's say on a 1, 2, 3 he will move behind here, and on a 4, 5, 6 he will move, try to move here. On a 1, so he will come back on his feet and try to move behind here. That's actually great, because since he will move in the open, that will trigger the Overwatch and will remove the bonus defense from the trailer here. So triggering Overwatch, I will fire with my IS-Val. So standard fire, +1 because of the compact, -1 because of the Overwatch. So a 2 plus shooting stat of 6, that's an 8. Rolling defense. A 2, that bullet touch him. Now we check lethality. A 5, that's a critical wound. I'm not sure I've printed the table. Where it is again? Casualty table 5 and 6, catastrophic wound. The model is instantly unconscious, which is great. That means he didn't raise the alarm and he didn't have time to fire with his unsuppressed weapon. So that's cool. We are now safe. So let's just remove the Overwatch marker from him. So that's the end of the combat phase. I'm going just to see where the enemy here is looking. And still not looking at me, so I'm fine, because there is 2 dead bodies behind the window, so if he turns in that direction, he will be alerted. We need to do detection roll to see if my guys see them, but at least he will be alerted. But it's not the case right now. So that's the end of that turn. We can jump onto the next turn. Next turn we start with New Fog of War card on 6. A 1, so we don't need to see them. And a 1, nothing happened. So, movement. So, Newski here will advance. Here with Bosk, I'm going to advance 6 inches here, and with him I'm going to move roughly 6 inches and run another 3 or 4 with my agility just to link up with Bosk. So Scorch here won't be able to fire that turn, but the 2 others can. So that's the end of my movement, checking on the enemy. So first, let's check where this enemy is looking. And again, still not looking at me, that's great. we have 2 tokens. Yeah, I'm going to move all the tokens, and yeah, we can jump on to next turn. So, I just roll that dice for the token on top of the silo here. So, that token is looking exactly at the back of Newski here. So, what I will do is roll a die and see if they detect it. What do we have? Or, just for fun, let's actually say that they detected him. That token detected Newski. That means that I will unveil that token, and let's cross finger it's empty, because otherwise I'm going to get shot at. Empty. Okay, perfect. That would have been funny, to be honest. That's why I didn't want it to do the detection roll. I wanted to have a gunfight, but yeah. That's the game, so nobody is on top of the silo. So that's the end of the movement phase. We can jump onto next turn. Next turn start with a Fog of War card, switching from 6 to 5. A 3, no Fog of War. So I need to take care of whatever is inside here, but it's too far from me, so it's too far for me this turn. Because 6 inches will get me here, maybe next turn. And can I manage to loot something here? So a 4 will bring me here. Yeah, actually with Bosk I managed to reach that first dead scav. And here with Newski, just going to move. Let's move over here, so I'm sure the enemy in there won't be able to see me. I will do also a tactical move, so I'm crouched, so they definitely won't be able to see me behind that crate. So let's see actually where the enemy inside is looking. So he's looking roughly that direction. There are some windows over here, but they are looking, yeah, the truck, so they can't see me still this turn. So that's great, nothing to shoot at. I'm going to move the other enemy first. Okay, so we just have one token that is in the middle over here, so need to be careful of that. Actually, my guys might see them, so we'll need to do a detection roll. They don't see the token, but if someone was standing there, they will be able to see him. So let's take the ruler and check the distance. So it's 14, 16 inches. So detection table. 14, 16, we are professional, we detect both on a 5+. And a 5 and a 6, so I detect what's on that token. Level 2, a group of Raider Scav. Ooh. What group? A 3, so that's not a lot. Actually, I'm again using the wrong table. I should be using this one, because I have 3 soldiers. And that should have spawned 2 scav. Just 1 shotgun. Anyway. Okay, so 3 Raider Scav just spawn. Wow. Okay, so 3 Raider Scav just spawn over here. Let's just check the direction they are facing. Okay, so they are facing the red truck, so we are good. Let's place them on the board. Okay, so that's the group of 3 Raider Scav that just spawn. It's some it's some Empress Russian that I'm using because my Raider Scav didn't arrive yet. They should be there for the next mission. So, the enemy moved and they are not looking at me, which is great, so I will take the time to loot that dead scav here. So, dead scav, what we found on him, so we find 1 card from Prapor. Terrible weapon. That card comes with 1 des 3 magazines, so 3 magazines. Need to take the ammunition. In addition, we have 0 card from Fence, checking Therapist, a 1 and 2, so 0 card from Therapist. The gear, 1 card from Skier. So we have an helmet at least, and in terms of junk, 0 junk card. So that Scav doesn't have a lot on him, as you can see here. But anyway, I will still take the helmet and equip it on me right away. And I will take the toes and use it as a secondary weapon, which could be useful since I don't have a lot of weapon on Bosk. So that's the end of the turn. We can jump onto the next turn. Next turn we start with a Fog of War card. So switching from 5 to 4. And a 5, a new Fog of War card. Okay. During the combat phase of this turn, select randomly one of your models. This model can't fire his primary weapon this turn. Damn it. Okay, back on 6 here. Okay, so that's terrible. That's terrible. And I can't know in advance who will have the mind fraction. I'm not randomly selecting my guy first. I need to do that just when I'm about to fire for each of the guy that I want them to fire. So that's really bad. So I will try to not engage the enemy this turn. Still have enemy inside here, I'm dangerously close. I'm going just to remove that dead body since I've looted that one. So let me think at what I want to do next. Okay, so what I will do is place those two guys in Overwatch here. Yeah, those two guys will be in Overwatch. Yuski will... I'm not sure what to do with him. He will just... Yeah, that's a tough choice. Not sure where to place him. It's just... There is an enemy here, there is a group of enemy there, so it's hard. I will just leave it here. He's not entering Overwatch because he might be able to toss a grenade in case something goes wrong. Checking now the enemy for the Raider Scav. So let's hope they move the other way. Okay, yes, 6 inches. So they move 6 inches towards the center of the container area. So they move away from me, so that's great. But that means that I've entered Overwatch for nothing. Or should I just try to fire at them? No, they are too far from now. So now let's check this enemy in there, where he's looking. Okay, so he's looking... Okay, so let's assume he's looking by that window and he sees that dead body here. That means that he's alerted. He can't see me, but at least he's alerted. He will move following the Zablan Doctrine if it's actually an enemy, because right now it's just a placement token. So that's bad also. Bad news. But yeah, that's the end. Moving the other token and we can jump onto the next turn. So I move all the placement token, nothing too fancy. Let's jump on to the next turn. So we didn't have to fire, so the malfunction is gone. So that's yeah, actually what will be... It's only this turn. If I had to rewrite maybe that card, I will make it last until the next gunshot, the gunfight. But yeah, for now, let's say it like that. So back on 6, rolling a dice, a 4, no Fog of War. So we start. I'm going first to unveil what's inside that house. Let's hope it's not a... Oh, another group of Raider Scav. Damn, that industrial area is full of raiders. So that table, rolling a die. Oh my god. A 6, 2 Raider Scav, 1 sniper, 1 shotgun. Oh my god. So, let's grab the miniatures. Okay, so that's the 4 models that will spawn on the board. The sniper doesn't spawn in it, so let's first place the guy that spawned inside the building. So the token was here, so I will place, yeah, let's pause the camera, it's a bit hard to do that with only one hand. Okay, so that's a lot of enemy for a so small space. So yeah, that's the group of enemy, they are inside here, and the sniper doesn't spawn in it. He spawned to the highest point with a high vantage point. And here there are not a lot of choices, like the cliff will be too far from that group, so he will actually spawn over here. He will spawn over here. Let's say that he might be just over here and he just move in that direction. And let's see if he is actually he's in a pretty good position to see my guy. So let's see that he spot them on a 4, 5, 6. It's a 4, so he spotted my guy. So that's going to be a bloody turn. So that's we didn't started the game, I just unveiled that token just to see what we are dealing with. So now we can jump onto the next turn. Let me pause, not the next turn, sorry, the next phase, which is the movement from my guys, or maybe some Overwatch. Let me think of that. Okay, so I move a bit my team. That guy is in cover. He did a tactical move, so +1 in defense and +1 because of the drum. This guy did also a tactical move, moving behind here to have line of sight on the sniper. And Bosk here is completely exposed, but he moved to try to engage the group inside, and he will probably try to throw a grenade in it if he had one. And I think he have one, right? Yeah, he have an RGD frag grenade here. So he will try to do that in the combat phase. But first, let's see the sniper. I'm not going to roll on the Zablan doctrine. Since he's in a sniping position, he will just fire at the enemy below him, and I will randomly select which one. Actually, he will be firing at the one that is not in cover, so Bosk. That's bad for Bosk. Now let's check the Zablan doctrine for... No, I will actually do the movement for this team first, and let's hope they not come back on me. Okay, so 2 inch in the left. So that will bring them something like here. They are just doing a random patrol, so that's great. So rolling on all the other tokens, and after that we will check together the Zablan doctrine for this group inside here. So I move all the tokens, and now let's check that group. So Zablan doctrine. Where it is? It's here. So 1 black and 1 white dice. A 5 and a 2. A 5 and a 2. Careful, tactical and shoot. Tactical and shoot, and careful, that means maximize use of cover. So if they maximize use of cover, they won't probably go outside. They will stay here benefiting from the cover of the window. So one will just come closer here, one over here, and maybe to benefit a bit more from cover, one will come over here to have a look outside. Okay, so if I miss my grenade, those two guys will wreck me over here. But yeah, that's the end of the movement for the enemy. We can jump onto the combat phase. I'm really not sure what I should do, because throwing the grenade, I need to roll a die, and it needs to be... I need to score an 8. I have a shooting stat of 5, so I need at least a 4, at least a 4, so 4, 5, 6. I have one chance out of 2 that my grenade miss, and if it miss, there might have chance that it bounce on me and fall on me directly, that I just miss the grenade. So yeah, what I'm going to do is not launch the grenade. I'm going to fire 3 shots with the MP5, 3 shots in automatic. Yeah, that's better. Let's do that. So a 5, a 4, and a 3. That MP5 have a grip, reroll 1 die, 1 automatic fire. I'm going to reroll the 3. Oh, it's even worse. Yeah, I can't come back on the 3, unfortunate. So I fire 3 shots, removing the ammunition right away. I should have reloaded my Val earlier. I completely forget that. Stupid. So that's my shot. So we have +1 because of the compact, +1 because of the red dot sight, but -2 because of the automatic. So that's basically cancel everything. So shooting stat of 5. So here we have a 10, 9, and 6. Rolling defense on the 10. The enemy are Raider Scav. Raider Scav. 5, 5, 6, 7. So this one touch him, rolling defense on the 9. This one also touch him. And rolling defense on the 1, which is a 6. And this one doesn't touch him. So normally the first bullet touches him and the second bullet kills him, right? Because even, yeah, I should first roll for lethality. Normally, so 5 plus lethality on the first one is not lethal, on the second one it's not lethal, so we have 2 injuries. The first one touches him, the second one kills him, so that's why we don't need to check that. So I was firing at the most dangerous one up close, which was the shotgun guy here. So he is killed. So that's, we fire with a non-suppressed weapon. That means that now enemy are alerted on the board. So that's him that fire. Now I will fire with Scorch over here. Scorch, let's just check the range with the sniper. So range is 19. What weapon do I have with Scorch? I have the Ace Val, so I'm going to fire 2 shots, so I don't have any more ammunition in the Ace Val. So I'm going to fire... Yeah, let's fire 2 shots at -1 because of the rapid fire, and also -1 because I'm outside the range. So that's a lot of -1. A 4 and a 1, okay. Okay, so we have a shooting stat of 6. So that's a 10, -1 because of the rapid fire, that's a 9. -1 because of the range, that's an 8. On a 6, oh! On a 6, that misshot the sniper. And also the sniper is in +2 cover because of the sandbags. So here we have a 6 +1, 7, -2, 5, and -2 because of the sandbag. That's basically, oh yeah. Oh, so I miss the 2 shots, and the 2 shots just hit the sandbags in front of the sniper. So we have Newski here that will fire at the sniper. Newski is equipped with the Mosin. Let's hope. So, Newski will fire 1 shot with the Mosin. A 3. At least he didn't jump. So 3, -1 because of the range. So that's a 2. -2 because the sniper is in a pretty good cover. so that's basically a 0. So that's a shooting stat of 6, so we just roll defense on the 6. Need a 4 plus and a 4 plus. So the Mosin also missed the shot and also hit the sandbags. So we can jump onto the enemy shooting phase. So now we have that sniper here. That sniper here, he will fire at Bosk. So that guy, which is in the open, without any body armor. So he will, taking 1 dice, he will do a standard shot, a 3. He has a shooting stat of 4, so that's a 7. That's a 7. Checking defense on Bosk. A 2. Oh, that bullet touched me. So, since the last time, I've changed a bit how the medical system works in Spectre Operation Tarkov. I'm not using anymore the lethality roll for when the enemy is firing at me. I'm only using the medical table. And I've a bit customized it to add more flavor to it. And there are actually 3 different medical tables. This is depending on the lethality of the weapon the enemy have. So for example here, 5 plus lethality is for pistol and SMG, 4 plus lethality is for assault rifle, and 3 plus lethality is, in that case, the sniper. So I'm going to roll a die and it will give me a number that will give me an injury. The higher the lethality of the weapon, the more chance I still have to be killed. So for example, here with the lethality of 3+, I have 6 chance out of 20 to be killed. But what changes is that if I got a lower torso or upper torso wound, and if I have a body armor, this can be switched to a normal wound and I'm not killed. But let's check what it is. Oh my god, okay, so it's bad. 16, upper torso, KIA, killed in action. Damn it! Damn it! So, the sniper, yeah, as usual with Tarkov, the sniper just one-shot my guy here, Bosk. Can still loot him to grab his stuff, but he is killed. So, that's actually the end of the combat phase for the enemy, because that guy here can't see any of my guys. So yeah, that's the end of the combat. So we can start a new turn. New turn, we start with a Fog of War card. 6, jumping on 5. A 3, no Fog of War card. So, what the enemy will do, they will check, I will check the Zablan Doctrine to see if one of them enter Overwatch. So, Overwatch on a 5+, for the sniper, a 3, and for the guy inside the house, a 2. So none of them enters Overwatch, which is great. So I need to move, and Bosk doesn't have a lot. He have the IFAK, which is super great, but I don't want to risk my 2 other guy at the moment to try to loot him. So that's tough. With Scorch here, I will move on the back of the house over here. So Scorch will move in that direction. It will. That enemy here still doesn't know I'm around, so they will see what they do. But yeah, this guy moving in that direction, and Newski is a bit screwed, he's on his own here. Newski will just move the other way. He will move over here. And you have line of sight on enemy token here, so let's roll a die. A 4, is that enough for the detection? And it's enough, so what do we have on that token? Empty, so nothing on that token. So that's basically it for my movement phase. Just going to remove that token. So now the enemy will check what they do. I will do the Zablan Doctrine for this group. This guy here will just stay here. I will also pick D3 enemy placement token, and D3 of these will move toward the gunfight. So let's check how many. So D3 will move, and it's D3 of the closest to the gunfight. So we have that one here that will move 6 inches toward the gunfight. We have the group of raider here that will move 6 inches also toward the gunfight, trying to investigate what happened. And the third one might be this one here. Moving also. So that's the end of the movement of the token. Now we're going to check the Zablan doctrine for the team inside. A 3 and a 2, a 3 and a 2, careful, move and shoot. Okay, so they are still acting carefully. Move and shoot. So they don't see any more enemy. So what could they do? They might want to investigate the dead body. So let's say on a 1, 2, 3 they will move toward the rear of that UAZ, and on a 4, 5, 6 they will stay inside. They will stay inside. Let's check this one where he will go. So he will go actually on the back window here. And the other one, he will also look on the back. So they might actually heard me moving towards the back here. So they both come on the rear. I don't... It's tough to see because of the... Yeah, I'm pretty sure I can't see the enemy. But what I can do, what I could do... but no, we can't. We don't have grenade, it's Newski that have the frag grenade. So, can Newski toss a grenade in some direction to try to kill some enemies? No, doesn't have line of sight. So yeah, that's the end of that combat phase, that full turn. So jumping on to next turn. Next turn, 6, jumping to 4. 4. Hey. 2, no fog of war. So, movement. Checking Overwatch on the sniper, Overwatch on a 5+, a 3, not Overwatch. Overwatch for the guy inside, so still no Overwatch for the enemy. So now what I'm going to do... Yeah, I'm going to advance in cover of that pipe. Now I can see the enemy. Let's see what they will do. And Newski, he will move... He will be on the edge of that building here. So right now we can see that other squad, but maybe they don't saw him. So let's see, let's say that on a 6 they saw him, so 5 they don't saw him, they are just moving down that way. So that's the end of my movement. Now checking enemy movement, moving the token that want to come closer to the firefight. So that one arrive here, that one arrive here, that team arrive here. So a lot of enemies. That one, I'm going to draw a card for that one just to see what it is, because if it's a group of PMC, they won't actually move like that, since it's Raider Scav, they will attack them. And it's empty, so nothing is here. That could have saved my life, to be a group of PMC that wanted to fight that group, but yeah, it's not. So, what else can we do? We have those two guys, they will do the Zablan Doctrine again. Zablan Doctrine, a 5, a 2 and a 5, 2 and a 5, careful move and shoot. So it's again careful. Maximize use of cover, so they are already in +2 cover behind the window. So let's say that this guy will just stay here, they will try to shoot at me, and this guy can't do anything, and he will just, yeah, look behind that window here. So, jumping on the combat phase, I'm going to fire with both, with Scorch, and damn, I again forget to reload the Val. That means that I will switch to the 416, which is also great, which might be even better actually. So, 2-shot rapid fire against the guy inside. A 4 and a 1. I have a grip that allow me to reroll 1 die when rapid fire. So I will reroll the 1, a 2. So, +1 because of the compact, -1 because of the rapid fire, so that cancel each other. So that's... there is actually also a -2 because the enemy is in pretty good cover behind that window. So we should have a 10 and an 8, but that's an 8 and a 6. So rolling defense on the 8. Oops. Ah, damn it. How many ammunition did I have left? 2, I think. Ah, he's dead anyway. So rolling defense on the 8, these are Raider Scav with a defense of 2, that's a 5. That's a 5, so that bullet touch him. Rolling defense on the 6. And that second bullet kills him. So that's great. That's great. So, first bullet, touch him, second bullet, kill me. I was just ready to fire, he just advanced near the window trying to shoot at me, but I shoot at him first and he's killed. Dead. So that's it for this area. Newski can't fire at anyone on the back here. He saw the enemy, he could try to toss a grenade, but it will be really too far from the group. And he can't see the sniper. So that's the end of the combat phase for me. Jumping on next turn. I did fire with that, removing 2 ammunition. Jumping on next turn. 3. Fog of War. Oh, a 3, that means we have a Fog of War card. Supply drop. Place a supply drop randomly on the board, select randomly an enemy level 2 group, so a Raider Scav group, and place it on a table edge. This unit will move toward a supply drop. If the player secures it first, draw the equivalent of a PMC card. So that's cool. Not now. Okay, so let's say on a 1, 2, 3, the supply on a 1 and 2 supply drop arrive on the road. On a 3 and 4 on the forest, including the back here, and on a 5, 6 it will be in the industrial area. On a 1 it will be on the road. 1 and 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And on 5, 6, okay, so let's grab a supply drop. So supply drop just spawn over here. Now I'm going to, if you remember correctly, all of the entry have a number on the dice. Forget where I've placed that one. It was the entry number 2, I think. Yeah, I'm going to roll a die to define where the this group of enemy will arrive. And a 2, that means that I have a group of Raider Scav that arrive just exactly here, ready to loot the box. Raider Scav, let's pick the table to spawn them. So enemy level 2, a 2, so 2 Raider Scav, 2 more Raider Scav arrive on, let's pick those 2 here. So 2 Raider Scav arrive ready to loot that supply drop. Okay, so that's it for the Fog of War. We can jump onto the movement phase. Okay, so first, does anyone want to enter Overwatch? So I'm going to roll for the sniper. No Overwatch. For the group inside. Oh, the group inside will move in Overwatch, and the group of Raider Scav in the open won't enter Overwatch. So that guy here is in Overwatch. But let's say that he's in Overwatch, at least facing the window where the gunfight just happened, which would make more sense. What that means that he won't get closer to that window. So yeah, that's it. Not entering Overwatch on my team, we can jump onto the movement. For the movement, I'm going to move Newski here on the back of that that thing here. So he's sneaking on the group of Raider. And here I'm kind of screwed. I don't know this guy is in Overwatch, but that window is too high to see, but actually let's do that. I will move my guy, just want to try to shoot at what's inside, and here it will trigger the Overwatch of that Raider. So, Overwatch. A 4, -1 because of the Overwatch, that's a 3. Shooting stat of 4, that's a 7. Rolling defense. Oh, yeah, 6. Scorch, 6, 8, 8. So, that bullet missed me. Perfect. So that's great. End of the movement. End of the movement. For me. Now checking the enemy. I will also unveil what's here. Let's unveil what's here. Empty. So nothing here. I think we already have enough enemy on the table. So checking for the enemy now. So they heard some gunshot behind this house. So this group will move, maybe following the Zablan doctrine. A 5 and a 4. 5 and 4. Reckless, tactical, and shoot. So tactical movement, so they are moving only 4 inches, but they're not looking at cover. So they just move in the open like that. They want to get closer to what's happening here. So they either will go this way or this way, but it's too far to do that turn. So now that group enemy will come here and will actually loot the supply drop. The sniper here is not doing anything, and yeah, let's check here that token. Let's check where he's going. Not going in any direction. And actually, Newski didn't so, but on his back there is a placement token, and on a 5, I think that token detect my guy. So they are militia, they detect on a 5+, they detect my guy. Oh my god, that would be... Oh, level 3, it's a group of PMC. Yeah. So, a 1. Okay, so not too bad. Not too bad. It's only one single PMC. So let's grab. There is like a lone PMC. It will be that guy from Turn-Based Miniature. And he was just sneaking on a Newski here. And yeah, he will just fire at him. But yeah, first, let's do my combat phase. My combat phase, I will start with Scorch here. Scorch will fire 2 shots in rapid fire with the 416. 2 shots, a 5 and a 2. I will reroll the 2 thanks to the grip. That will give me a 3, it's a bit better. -1 because of the rapid fire, +1 because of the compact. So we have, with my shooting stat of 6, we have 11 and 9. Rolling defense on the 11. The enemy can't beat that. That one hits. Rolling defense on the 9. Cat, axis. And that one kills him. So the first bullet touches him, the second bullet kills him. So here just... boom. Okay, so that one is also killed. So I don't have a lot of ammo left. I will need to reroll next turn if I want to stay alive. So that's it for me. No, that's it for Scorch. Now we have Newski. Newski will throw his frag grenade. Not a 1 or a 2. Yes, a 3. That means that the grenade land exactly where he wants, and he wanted that grenade to land exactly in the middle of the enemy group, exactly here. That means that actually that grenade, let's say that it was just here, that means the grenade killed the first 2 guys here, since it's inner 1 inch inner kill radius. That second one, that third one here is injured. Lethality on a 4+. A 2, so it's not lethal. Now checking casualty, it's a 6, so catastrophic wound. Catastrophic wound, so that one also receives some shrapnel and is blown away and is dead. Kind of. So that's great. Now we can jump onto the combat phase for the enemy. The Russian, the Raider Scav, they don't have line of sight on me. Well, the only single left is that one. Doesn't have line of sight on me. Those 2 Raiders will see what they do with their loot. Either they will move toward the extract, but yeah, we'll see that later. Now we check the PMC. The PMC here is equipped with a carbine. So 1, 2, 3 standard fire, 4, 5, 6 rapid fire. So he's doing a standard fire. He's equipped with yeah, just an AR with 2 accessories. So standard fire, 4. You have a laser and red dot sight, so that's basically a 6. You have a shooting stat of 5. That means that I can't beat that. I can't beat that. Just for fun, rolling the dice, a 2. Rolling with a defense of 2, that's a 4, so I can't beat that. That means I'm injured, I'm shot in the back. So, taking the 4+ lethality table, where did he shot me? No! 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 Oh, actually, no, actually, that's great. Look, it's a 19. 19 should be head, KIA, kill in action. But, I have that Kopak Riot Shield. -1 on casualty roll. That means that my 19 turned into an 18. Well, the model is instantly unconscious anyway. But yeah, at least it turned into an 18. I'm not dead, but I'm unconscious, and since I'm... Yeah, but it's an heavy wound. Yes, I'm bleeding out, so... damn. If I had the team a bit closer, I could try to save him and try to heal him, but yeah, let's place him down. He just received a net shot. The helmet took the bullet. Let's see if the helmet is destroyed. The helmet is destroyed on a 2+, and a 1 is not destroyed. That means that he can sustain another shot. But yeah, I'm in a pretty bad shape anyway. I'm bleeding out, so taking a dice like this one, and that dice, and I'm bleeding out, and I will die in 5 turns. But probably that the PMC will just kill me on the next turn. Yep, sorry for the focus. Ah, what a shame. But damn, it was intense. Okay, so that's the end of that turn. That was a super great turn. We are still very far from the objective, but yeah, let's jump on to next turn. Next turn we start with a new Fog of War card, potentially. So it's back on 6. A 3, no Fog of War card. Let's jump onto the movement. I only have a single guy left. It's him. What I will try to do is actually climb up by that window. So I will need to do an agility test. For Scorch, not taking his ammunition, to roll a 5. Oh, I miss my agility test. That means that I can't climb that turn. So instead, I don't want to go in line of sight of the sniper, so I'm just going to move in that direction. looking at the group over here. Don't have very good line of sight on them, but at least if they move, maybe I will have a chance. So that's the end of my movement. Now checking the enemy. That group here, on a 1, 2, 3, they will move towards. Yeah, I should have said that earlier before throwing the dice. So let's say on a 1, 2, 3, they will move toward my area where the gunshot happened, trying to investigate. And on 4, 5, 6, they will just move outside of the board. So 1, 2, 3, they move 3 inches towards me. They don't know really who I am, but at least now they know I am here. Sniper Overwatch on a 5+, so he's in Overwatch. And what else? Actually, the sniper, yeah, no, let's leave him in Overwatch like that. And yeah, that's the end of the movement. Now let's check the PMC, what he will do on this Ablan Doctrine. 2 and 1. 2 and 1, rush, move, and line of sight, shoot, no line of sight, sprint. So he will just basically try to move to my guy and loot him, so we'll move 6 inches, and he will just fire at the body bleeding of my guy. End of the movement, we jump onto the combat phase, starting with Scorch. Doesn't have, he just have 1 bullet left in his 416, so he'll fire that. No more bullet left. So 1 bullet. A 2. Bad. 2 plus a shooting stat of 6, that's an 8, plus compact, that's a 9. Defense. So I touch the enemy with a 4 plus 2, that's a 6. I touch the enemy. Checking casualty, it's lethal on a 4+. It's not lethal, checking the wound. A 4 is model is injured and begins to bleed out, will die in 5 turns. So it's great. Model will basically die. I was firing at the one I see the best, which is the one on the left here. And Raider Scav don't have sidearm. That means they will just die. They can't fire at me with a pistol. Only PMC can do that. So, end of my combat. We jump onto the combat from the enemy. So this guy will fire at me. He's equipped with an AR, an assault rifle. So 1, 2, 3 standard fire, 4, 5, 6 rapid fire, so 2 shots, a 6 and a 1. Shooting stat of 4, so that's a 10. And the second one is a 5. Rolling defense on the 10, so that one touched me. Rolling defense on the 5. 3 plus 2 in defense, that's a 5. The second one doesn't touch me. So 1 bullet touched me. So now he's firing at me with a 4+ lethality weapon. A 9. Okay. 9, it's a light wound on the lower torso. But Scorch is equipped with that body armor. That is a -1 on torso wound. So instead of a 1, it can't go lower than the 1 actually. The 9, sorry. It can't be lower than that light wound. So that means that my guy is stunned for 1 turn, no permanent effect, but he still have a light wound that inflicts 2 damage points. So just taking a die. Light wound on the lower torso. As I said, armor remove 1 point on the table, but can't go below the minimum. And that armor is destroyed on a 3+. So that armor is destroyed. Damn it. Don't have enough dice. So that armor is destroyed. That means he won't save me a second time. That's a shame. I can still have it because it gives me some inventory space to hold all my magazine, but yeah. End of the combat phase for that area. Now the PMC here he will just shoot at my guy that is bleeding out, so we will just kill him, and yeah, just kill him. So now that's the end of that. That's the end of that turn. We can jump onto the next turn. Next turn, Fog of War, 6 to 5, 4, no Fog of War. So, I'm going to roll just to see what this enemy will do. I'm going to roll that die. On a 5-6, he will enter Overwatch, so he's not entering Overwatch, which is great. So we can jump onto the movement. Actually, I need to reload, I can't enter Overwatch. Or what I could do, I will move into melee combat, hand-to-hand combat. Because I don't, let's jump on him like that. And yeah, for the enemy movement, the PMC here will just move and loot the dead body of Newski. And I will move some of the other tokens. Let's say that this one is moving towards the gunfight. We have one here that is also moving toward the gunfight. And yeah, end of the movement. Let's check melee combat. So, Scorch, melee of 4. +1, that's a 5. Let's check if I just got a +1 because I'm starting the melee fight. I don't remember how melee works. Okay, so indeed, I receive a +1 modifier since I'm starting the combat. So, 4 +1 +1, that's a 6. Rolling for the melee of the Raider. Ooh, yes! Raider Scav have a melee of 4 +1, that's a 5. I'm gaining that melee combat, so I'm just killing him. Okay, so that's done. We still have a chance to finish that mission. We'll see. End of end of end of that turn. That sniper here will remain in Overwatch. He heard some gunfight, so he's just looking at that direction. But yeah, that's the end of the combat, end of the turn. We can jump onto a next turn. Next turn, Fog of War. 4. And a 1, no Fog of War. So, this turn, I really need to reload my weapon. And that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to just move behind that pipe, and I'm going to reload my weapon in the combat phase. Regarding enemy movement, let's say that this PMC is happy, he killed me, he will just try to evacuate the zone, trying to exit by one of those two exits with the loot. And yeah, for the enemy, that enemy token here, I forget actually about that one. He will move 6 inches, and he actually saw me. Let's check what we have on that token, and let's hope it's nothing. Yes, empty. Okay, so nothing here. That will buy me some time. So, nothing here. Yeah, end of the movement. Probably that there are some other tokens that will move. Yeah, let's move some of the other tokens. I move all the tokens. Now I'm going to reload my weapon. So putting back magazine in my weapons. I have that one equipped, so I'm going to reload that one. Yeah, that's it. End of the combat phase. Jumping on to the next turn. Next turn, 4. Switching back to 3. A 3 Fog of War card. New intel, randomly choose an enemy placement token and draw a card from the enemy force deck to unveil what this enemy is. Okay, so let's pick a placement token. 1, 2, there is 3, 4, 5, and there is a 6 behind here. 1, 2, 3. So 1, 2, and it will be this one. So I'm going to unveil that placement token. Oh, it's a group of PMC. How many PMC do we have here? 5. So since I have only one guy left, I'm jumping on that table, and a 5 will give 2 PMC. So 2 PMC, it's going to be that one, and I'm going to grab one from here also. Okay, that one is the same. Okay, so here we have 2 PMC that arrive just below the sniper. They probably didn't saw the sniper. So that's great. That will start a firefight in that area. So that's cool. Okay. So, and Fog of War, that's done. Now we'll check. I'm going to loot those 2 guys because those 2 guys are Raider Scav. So they will loot some great stuff, but also they looted that box, and that box gave them 1 PMC card. Oh, sorry for the camera. 1 PMC card. So on the 2 of them, I will find some really great stuff. So that's end of my movement. Sniper is in Overwatch. Let's check what this group here will do. They are not aware of the sniper on top of them. So yeah, they will just probably move towards the gunshot, do tactical move. The sniper is in Overwatch regarding that direction, but let's say on a 4, 5, 6 he will get out of Overwatch, turning and looking at them. On a 6, so indeed he saw them moving, so he's turning, trying to shoot them in the combat phase. So let's actually do that right away. He will fire at the second PMC. A 2. Raider Scav, shooting stat of 4. That's a 6 plus 1 because you have wide ground. That's a 7. That's a 7, right? 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah. Rolling defense on the PMC. Defense of 2. 3, 4, 5 plus 1 of the... No plus 1. Oh, that means that the bullet touched him. Weapon is lethal on a 3+, so it's not lethal. Checking the wound, and it's just a scratch, just a light wound. That's a shame. Model is turned for 1 turn, no permanent effect. So that guy here has been injured. So now I will loot that first raider. On a 1, 2, 3, the loot from here, this box is on him, and on a 4, 5, 6, it will be on that second guy. And it will be on the second guy, so not this turn. So what do we find on him? So, Raider Scav. So 1 card from Jaeger. Oh, I called him 4. We have almost the same weapon already. But with it comes 4 magazines, so that's great. 4 magazines. Tac, and... Okay, so 4 magazines, DM4. I need some better gear, so Therapist. No count from Therapist. Ragman. Oh, 2 counts from Ragman. Woo! Finally, we have some stuff. Oh, that's great. Okay. Well, white 1 and junk. 3, 1 junk. Okay, so my body armor has been destroyed, as remember, so I will just throw away the body armor, and instead I'm going to equip this Cry Precision AVS, which is a bit better, which is definitely better. So I'm going to throw that away. I can't take that, so I'm also throwing that away. DM4, I don't need it since I have the 416, but I will take the magazine. Oop, 5. And throwing the M4 because I don't have enough space to take it, and I will just take the power cord. So I have a lot of ammunition. But yeah, that's cool. I have that. During that turn, I will also reload my Ace-Val, just in case. So that's the end of the looting. Now we do the... Yeah, there is no more combat. This enemy can't fire, the PMC can't fire at the sniper. So that's the end. We can jump on to next turn. Next turn, starting with a Fog of War card on a 6. So no Fog of War. Movement, I'm going to loot that second dead body. So this one will drop some PMC stuff. PMC, so one card from Mechanic. Oh, yeah. One... I want to check the Peacekeeper deck, so let me give a 5 or 6. 3, so that's 3. 3, it's 2 cards for Peacekeeper. So that's... Yeah, 2 cards from Peacekeeper. Oh yes, that huge backpack. Okay, so that's super great. I have a huge backpack, and I'm going to... Yeah, let's check the rest first. Magazine, yeah, I don't need more magazine for the M4, so don't care of that. Therapist, 4. 4, 6, 2 cards from Therapist. Bandages, damn it, I need some bandages. Junk, 3. 3 is 1 junk card, okay. Okay, so we can keep everything, we have enough space now that we have that huge backpack. As you can see here, it had 48 of inventory space. I'm going to place the X-Grid in my back too, and I'm going to just exchange the Ace-Val that I'm going to place in my inventory, and I'm going to equip that. And I'm going to have 5 ammunition on it. Okay, so that's great. This will way more accessories, so it's a super cool weapon. And that's only the PMC loot. He also comes with stuff from his own dead body. Actually, how many cards from Ragman? 5 or 6? No, only 1 card. So Ratnik. 1 card from Jaeger. Oh! How many magazines with the Remington? Only a single magazine. Oh, that's a shame. Oh my god, that's a super cool weapon. Fence, 4. You have 1 grenade, Therapist, and Raider Scav. Nothing from Therapist, and the junk. Nothing, no junk. So let's check that. So I did a bit of inventory management. I equipped in my primary the RSASS, which is super great with high lethality. I have the M4 as a secondary, and I also took the helmet with the NVG. So I'm full loot, which is awesome. So now that's the end of my turn. We can jump onto the enemy movement. So we have token that will keep moving towards the towards all the gunshot and whatnot. So let's say that this one is moving here. So now, yeah, jumping on to the next turn. Next turn, something is happening on a 5. And a 6, new Fog of War. What do we have today? Contact front, a group of scav enter the area, roll randomly to building or table edge. So 1, 2, 3 it will be a building, 4, 5, 6 a table edge. So rolling to see the number, a 3 it's 5, 6, 4, 3... actually it will be here, the 3 was the point where we were deploying. So a group of scavs. 5, so it's 1 scav plus 1 scav with shotgun, trying to be a bit quick since that video is already long. So 2 scavs enter the area from here. So that's it. Now jumping on the movement phase, I need to move. So moving here. For the enemy here, the PMC, they were engaged by that sniper. So they will probably just try to kill him. So taking cover behind vehicles to do that. Sniper is ready to fire at them. We'll see who fire first. That's it for the movement. Combat phase for the sniper and the PMC. On a 1 to 3 it will be the PMC. So the PMC is firing first. I'm going to do that off screen. Okay, so the first PMC here misses shot, he hit the sandbag. The second one here kills him with a lethal shot. He's basically equipped with the same kind of weapon, and he did a lethality roll of 5+, which kills the sniper. Okay, so that's it. No more fighting, jumping on to next turn. Next turn, new Fog of War on 6, so no Fog of War. Jumping on my movement phase, I'm going to move towards my objective, which will be here, so moving 6 inches. Here, so that's it. Now for the two guys over here. So they were engaged by that sniper. Let's check now what they want to do. So they are moving 6 inches in that direction. So maybe they heard the scav spawn on that side. For the scav, they will just move toward the gunshot. So we'll have a firefight between PMC and scav on that side. That's it. For the other movement, we have that one. Okay, so that one, where is this one going to move? So 3 inches in that direction. So he's moving towards me. We have some other token like this one here, not moving, and we have 2 over here. So one is moving in that direction and the other moving back in the woods. So that's the end of the movement. No combat. Actually, I could start to engage the PMC, but I want to leave them. I want to focus on the objective. So jumping on next turn, 5 for Fog of War, still no Fog of War. Movement, I'm going to do standard move of 6, and since no one is around, I'm doing, actually, yeah, let's stick here. Oh no, I will also do a combat run that will push me over here. So next turn I will be able to place the beacon, and yeah. End of my turn. The video is also right now it's pretty long, so I'm going to do probably a couple of turns without filming, and see if something happens, I'm going to show you. Okay, so 1 turn later, I placed the beacon, 2 turns later, I placed the beacon and started moving toward the extract. And here, the shotgun killed that PMC, and that PMC killed the other enemy here. So we'll keep doing that. So here, that token not moving. That one here, 2 inches towards the electrical substation. Something I'm probably safe to say that. Yeah, next turn I'm going to move 6 inches, that will jump me over here. I'm just checking if that one turns the back on me, and if not, yeah, let's check that. Okay, so 5 inches in that direction, so they actually turn and move over here. So what do we have on that token? An enemy level 1. A 1, so only a single scav. So a single scav arrive on my back. Let's pick that one. Yeah, that one. I randomly selected it. It's that one. Okay. So maybe he heard me, he's just arriving me on my back, didn't saw him. So next turn I'm just going to move. Here we still have a firefight going on. When this scav saw me, he will just fire at me. I'm in the open, so that's pretty bad. He will fire with a little 4. Scav. Shooting stat of 3, that's a 7. Rolling defense. A 1. Oh, that's bad. Defense of 2. Okay, so that bullet touched me. That bullet touched me. Oh no, 17. Oh no, let's hope it's not... 17 is a pretty high number. Okay, no, that's cool. Okay, it's a serious wound on the head. But, I have that NVG that give a -1 on casualty roll. That means the 17 transform into that line, which doesn't have any number, but because of the helmet you can still switch to that wound. So a medium wound, stun for 2 turns, -2 to all stat. Okay, so that's not cool. Not cool. We're trying to find a dice I could use. I'm going to grab that one. So light wound on the head, 5, 6, 7. I can sustain a total of 9 injuries. So the head is 5 and the upper torso is 2. That's a 7. If I'm shot again, I'm in a really bad shape. So that's it. Checking if the helmet is destroyed, a 3. Helmet is destroyed, a 3+, so the helmet is destroyed. So that's it. Jumping on the next turn. Next turn we start with a Fog of War. Fog of War on a 4+, a 6. New Fog of War card. So what do we have? Clear, Charlie Mike, continue mission. So I just have been shot in the head. It bounced on my head, but I'm stunned for 2 turns. That means shooting stat is terrible, and yeah, that's pretty bad. So what I'm going to do is just hide behind that truck, and that's it. I'm just going to hide behind that truck, checking what this cav will do. A 5 and 4. 5 and 4. Reckless, tactical and shoot. Okay, reckless is maximal movement, disregard cover. So tactical, it's 6 inches. Okay, 6 inches. Ready to shoot at me. End of the turn, I can't do anything else that turn. I won't try to launch a grenade. So, Fog of War on a 6, no Fog of War. The enemy is entering Overwatch on a 5+, on a 4, so no Overwatch. I'm still stunned, and I want to go to the extract, so I will just... Yeah, I will do that. I will just move 6 inches, and I will just do the agility, do a combat sprint, like the 2 extra inch. I will just do the sprint behind that, just to keep me safe. And yeah, I just reached the extract. Barely, I just barely reached the extract alive with that single soldier. The rest of my team has been killed. But I found a lot of stuff, that backpack that have some crazy weapons too. And yeah, that's the end of that mission. Finally, we succeed the mission, and that was action-packed. I look at the number of dead bodies, and probably here that one of those 2 were also killed. But yeah, that was a really cool mission. Let me know, guys, what you think of that video in the comment. Let me also know if it's too long or if it's fine. And yeah, thank you everyone for watching it, and I will see you guys for the next one. Bye everyone!